What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. How are you doing today? Did you watch the Super Bowl last night? Did you consume all of the commercials? Were you finally able to accept that strong, independent women of color can defeat an entire team of white men in flag football? Did you finally see the true power of illegal immigrants? Did you finally see the truth that you yourself are the problem in the world, but big brand corporations are the way to right the ship? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I watched Uncle Buck. Obviously, I had my eye on X and Twitter. I saw some interesting stuff. Trump absolutely getting a uproarious applause, dunking on Taylor Swift, which is just so sweet, but also, meanwhile, working through the entire day and exposing one of the biggest FEMA scams imaginable. We'll start with the funny memes first, but then we'll get into the more enraging stuff. Let's start with Donald Trump versus Taylor Swift. Trump sends Super Bowl crowd wild as he takes the field with Ivanka.
That would be history already in the building tonight, as President Donald Trump becomes the first sitting U.S. president ever to attend a Super Bowl game live.
That's actually wild.
When we come back, we'll make our official predictions for...
Donald Trump sent crowds wild tonight as he took to the field and made the history as the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl. Trump strode onto the field with his daughter Ivanka and son Eric to shake hands with players and local cops before kickoff at the New Orleans Superdome. He posted for photos of members of victims of last New Year's Eve attack down there in Bourbon Street. Trump was also spotted shaking hands with Kansas City Chiefs defensive lineman Chris Jones, one of the many three-time Super Bowl winners, hoping to make it 4 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, we know that didn't happen. The president then headed up to his seats and mingled with New Orleans Saints owner Gail Benson and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Trump, who was inaugurated just 3 weeks ago after his seismic election victory, is attending as a fan of the Chiefs. In an interview aired just hours before the game, Trump praised the team's quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, as a mega supporter. I don't know about that. It comes after the Eagles in 2018 refused to attempt Trump's White House following the Super Bowl win. That's probably why he was a fan of the Chiefs. A flood of government officials have been in New Orleans ahead of the Super Bowl, ensuring the city will be locked down for Trump. Former First Lady Jill Biden and music star Taylor Swift, Dr. Jill Biden. You have this situation, federal law enforcement, blah, 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 talking about Mahomes, don't really care. One of the most overrated quarterbacks in history, but you can't take away his Super Bowl championships. So I suppose there's that. But I want to show like a little bit of the Trump cheer, which I'm sure, a lot of people have already seen. But then we'll look at the Taylor Swift roasting too. Super Bowl, there we go. You see the official end of woke celebrity culture. Just after Donald Trump received a rapturous applause in the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift is roundly and loudly booed. Everyone's booing her. She said, "What's going on there?" So they were saying, well, what's going on? Here, Trump gets massive cheers to the Super Bowl while Taylor Swift gets booed. Here's the crowd cheering for him. Now he's on the Jumbotron. You can hear the crowd erupt. And of course, we go with the boos. Boo! Boo! It's hard for me not to boo. But then, even worse. Okay? He put out this Truth Social. I wanted to see, the only one who had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. Mega is very unforgiving. You see, applauding Trump, but booing Taylor Swift. Congratulations to the United States for being the stupidest country in the world. Look at this. Nobody cares about Paul Rudd, really. Boo! I can't wait for the live stream later today. 1 o'clock, quarter cast on YouTube, linked in the description, or download the Rumble app. Follow the quartering there. Hannah Claire is a well-known Swiftie and a part of my crew, so we're gonna get her opinion on that. But I mean, I'm a homer. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't like sports, but you know, I live in Wisconsin, so if the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl, I simply don't care about what's going on in the Super Bowl. Here's Trump versus a dumb reporter. Just a little clip. You know, I just want to give everyone a lot of energy here on this Monday. Here we have reporter ask dumb question. Then let's see the response.
The Vice President suggested that if the Supreme Court rules in a way that you don't like, they can just enforce it by themselves. Do you agree with that?
I don't know even what you're talking about.
He just said, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Neither do you.
Neither do
Who
you.
are you with?
Up close, sir.
Who?
Up close.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
I thought they died. Are they still around? I haven't read them in years. I thought they died. All right, go ahead. Who else?
Roasted the father. Roasted him right to his face. Also, as the 60 Minutes lawsuit heats up, we got a full transcript of 60 Minutes blatantly covering for Kamala Harris, her own stupidity. Well, apparently, Donald Trump has now amended his 60 Minutes lawsuit and demanded a $20 billion settlement instead of the initial $10 billion. Tariffs just doubled, no skullduggery. I mean, if that's true, I love it. Even Vox. Don't expect the courts to save us from Donald Trump. Courts are inherently reactive institutions. Trump will always get the first move. I mean, even the woke mainstream media, okay, they are, in a way, admitting defeat. They're like, well, Trump's just got it. He's going to get to do whatever he wants to do for the next 4 years. We've seen them in the middle of 16 constitutional crises at once. President Trump and his allies are trying to destroy an entire provision of the Constitution, cut Congress out of the federal budgeting process, probably good, and cut off agencies' control of their computer systems, also probably good. Let's imagine that all 6 of the Supreme Court Republican justices just wake up tomorrow and decide that their many previous decisions enabling Trump were wrong, and each pledge to do everything in their power to rein in the seemingly out-of-control executive that they helped create. Even in this world, where federal courts would be counted on to aggressively enforce the Constitution and any statutes that are intended to constrain Trump, the United States will still face a constitutional crisis. They're mad that the Supreme Court won't interfere. That's what they're mad about. The courts may soon grow even weaker. Well, remember when they kept telling Joe Biden to pack the Supreme Court? Maybe Trump should do that. I don't think he should. But I'm just saying, what if Trump just pops in like 25 Republican Supreme Court justices? You know, it was okay when these very same people were telling Joe Biden to do it. Elon Musk now says that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury New York City hotels to house illegal immigrants. Violated the law. $59 million. Elon Musk claimed early Monday the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, sent a staggering $59 million last week alone to luxury hotels in New York to house illegal immigrants. Round them up, send them home, cut the spend. Everybody's on the take. The world's richest man claimed in an early morning post on X that the funneled emergency funds were just discovered by Doge, even as President Trump called for a complete overhaul of FEMA that could see it shuttered. Probably good. Let the states handle it. Florida seems to handle all these hurricanes just fine. You know? Get rid of FEMA, get rid of the Department of Education. Sending this money violated the law and in a gross insubordination of President's executive order. That's true. Trump had already paused all this stuff. That money is meant for American disaster relief, and instead is being spent on high-end hotels for illegals, continued Musk. who leads the agency with cutting back on government overspending. A clawback demand will be made today to recoup those funds. I mean, this is treason. Well, probably not treason, but they're at least violating the law. I mean, all this, hundreds of millions of dollars already, and it's only been 2 weeks. It's going to be billions and billions and billions of dollars. We got a video coming out later about the mother lode, which talks about how the U.S. government had funded like thousands of journalists with our tax dollars too. We're going to talk about that. Last month, President Trump signed an EO that would create a council to review FEMA as he expressed concerns over the being serious concerns of political biases. The 47th president called on the council to have its first meeting within 90 days, saying he expects a report of the findings on his desk within 180 days of the first meeting. Remember when the mainstream media, again, tuned back in for the motherlode video, when they told us that we were all crazy? We were bonkers. FEMA wasn't spending millions and millions of dollars on illegals. Well, it turns out that was a lie. Days earlier, Trump appeared to alongside still homeless survivors of Hurricane Helene. 4 months after the storm, he had raised an idea of overhauling FEMA altogether. $59 million probably would have went pretty far there, wouldn't it have? I feel like $59 million would have helped a lot of those people. The president slammed the performance of FEMA, saying it was not on the ball and that we're going to turn it around. I think you just get rid of it. It's corrupt to the core. That money is for, disasters in America, not for paying for hotels and meals for illegals. How the F were illegal immigrants getting $59 million to stay in luxury hotels in New York when FEMA tried to kick out 3,000 Hurricane Helene victims in Western North Carolina out of hotels during the winter? Can someone please explain this? Yeah, it's corruption. A grand total of 0 major news outlets yesterday reported on the fact that President Trump's FEMA resolved 80% of all of open Hurricane Helene victims in Western North Carolina in just 5 days. Not one.
The past 5 days, we've decreased the number of open cases by almost 80%. President Trump is ensuring that communities aren't forgotten, and he launched the first major initiative to connect farmers with recovery assistance as well.
This is an act of, I don't know how else I could put it, but this is a crime against the American people. Jail for everyone involved. I hope you were informed by this video. I hope you tune in to Quartercast later. Link in the description if you're a YouTube-only viewer. Or if you're willing to, download the Rumble app and follow the quartering there. That's where I really want you to watch. The Rumble app and follow the quartering, yes. We'll see you on the live stream, 1 Eastern. We'll talk to you again real soon.